Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today we are doing our week 1 predictions, our picks for the start of the 2024 NFL season. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this content, and if you do, drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, we would really appreciate it. And today, once again, I'm joined by my co-host Justin. How's it going today?
Uh, every passing day is a day closer to the NFL kickoff. With that, I'm better every single day. So today I'm through the roof with excitement. It's Labor Day, no work, none of that. Just enjoy the nice day today, the nice weather, and yeah, talk about football. Nothing better than this. Nothing better.
Yes, sir. So let's get into it. We're all excited that the NFL is back, and let's talk about the Thursday night football matchup. Right
Mm.
here we got the Ravens versus the Chiefs Thursday night at Arrowhead. Justin, I'm going to turn it over to you. Who you got winning this game?
Oh man, it's gonna be electric. AFC Championship rematch. Ravens Chiefs. Millions of people are going to be tuned in to watch this game. It's a tough one, but I'm going to pick the Chiefs because Patrick Mahomes, what? Isaiah Pacheco, what? Travis Kelsey, yeah. That new guy, Xavier Worthy. Juju Smith-Schuster's back. And yeah, I think them being at home, kicking it off, feeding off that crowd is going to be a huge thing for them. And that defense is still very good. With the Ravens, there's just a little bit more questions. Like, yeah, Derrick Henry is going to help them throughout the season. And they lost Patrick Queen on defense. So I'm looking at that. I think it's going to be they're going to lose this one and then they're going to take off. I think this is going to be a little bit of a learning curve for the Ravens. And plus Lamar Derrick I don't think played in the preseason, and while Mahomes did, so I think the Chiefs have a little bit more momentum rolling into it than the Ravens do. So I'm picking the Chiefs.
I got the Chiefs as well, man. I think they are going to be the favorite in this one for sure. I think probably like 2.5, 3-point favorite. But I believe the Chiefs, yeah, they're riding high after the Super Bowl and they're trying to three-peat this year. I think it's very doable. They have the continuity. Everyone is still back from last year, and they got better. They got better throughout the draft. And yeah, bringing guys like Juju back in the fold. You got Pacheco just getting better and better every year, and the defense. They are going to be missing L'Jarius Sneed, so that'll be a fun little, I guess, game to watch without him to see how they do. But they still got a lot of studs back there for sure. And yeah, we get to see the first game with Derrick Henry in the fold for the Ravens, so should be fun to watch. But yeah, I got the Chiefs, and I think they win by like a field goal in this matchup, and I think it's going to be down to the wire. But I do have the Chiefs on opening night for Thursday night football. Now let's move on to a Friday night football game. We have your Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers traveling to Brazil on Friday Night Lights. Who do you got winning in this matchup?
This is tough. I mean, the cool thing about us, like the last game, Derrick Henry, new team, the Ravens, we get two new running backs. You get Saquon Barkley, Philadelphia, and you get Josh Jacobs back with the Packers now. So I think both of them are due for big years. It's tough. It's really tough. You know what? I think I think I'm going to go with the Packers. I know I'm an Eagles fan, but I'll take the Packers here just because I have question marks on that Eagles defense, and they need to see what they have. I don't really know what they have on defense. I need to see them play one game before I get some confidence. I don't really have much confidence in them. I expect this game to be high scoring, but I expect the Packers to get a stop or two to pull them out in front. I just think Jordan loves him for a big day as well.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. I got the Packers as well in this matchup. I feel like there's a lot of pressure going into this game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Saquon Barkley is now in the lineup, so that should be a fun little game to watch there. And yeah, you got Jahan Dotson as well. So there's a lot of new pieces. And, finally getting to see
Mhm.
the new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, seeing how that offense rolls with him, and Vic Fangio as well. And, James Bradbury got hurt, so it's going to be interesting to see who they insert there at the safety spot. Do you know off the top of your head who they're going to insert into that starting safety role?
For the Eagles, so CJ Gardner-Johnson will start, and I'm assuming Reed Blankenship might
Reed?
be the others. Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be Reed. Yeah,
So, yeah, you got some guys that have a lot of experience, so I think you should be fine, even though Bradbury
yeah,
did get hurt. But I
yeah.
do
Bradbury
believe
wasn't going to be the starter. I think
he
he was a
wasn't.
backup.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think so
I thought he
because
was.
I know it's kind of crazy to think about because he's getting paid like 12 million bucks and he's going to be your second string, but he was running a lot with like the twos and yeah. So and Reed Blankenship has been getting the ones with CJ Chauncey Gardner Johnson. So yeah, so it's going to be Reed and Gardner Johnson for the Eagles back there.
Yeah. So a lot of new faces and a lot of new coordinators as well. So it's gonna be a fun little matchup. And then we get to see Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley take the field. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think this is gonna be another close matchup. Both of these teams are really good, and I have the Packers
Mm-hmm.
winning at the end of the day. Now let's move on to the
Agreed.
next game. We got Sunday, 1 o'clock time slot. We have the Steelers going up against the Atlanta Falcons. I'll go first with this one.
Sure.
I believe the Atlanta Falcons will win this matchup. I just like their team better. Bringing Kirk Cousins, seeing how he's going to do off the torn Achilles, new team, Raheem Morris, the new regime. I like it all, and I just think they're a better team right now than the Steelers, so I got to go with the Falcons.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going with the Falcons as well. We're in lockstep 3 for 3 together. Yeah, I think the defense got better. Like we've been talking for weeks now about Jesse Bates being there. Now you got Justin Simmons with Matthew Judon, so with Raheem Morris calling plays. So I think their defense will be a respectable unit. And the Steelers, we know they have a top 5 defense. So I don't expect it to be super high scoring of a game, but the Falcons with the better offense, I think they'll drive the ball more and put up a little bit more points than the Steelers because I have more faith in the Falcons offense than the Steelers offense. So that's where my logic is. That's why I'm picking Atlanta.
All right. I like that. Now let's move on to the next game. We get to see the Cardinals, Marvin Harrison's debut against the Buffalo
Ooh.
Bills, 1 o'clock on Sunday. I'll go again with this one. I believe the Bills will win this matchup. I still feel like the Cardinals, they're rebuilding. They're not quite there yet, but it should be a fun game. I don't think the Bills win by a lot convincingly. Like, I still feel like it could be a touchdown game. But yeah, it should be a fun little matchup with Marvin Harrison Jr., but I do have the Bills at the end of the day.
Yeah. Don't sleep on the Cardinals in this game. I wouldn't be shocked if they won it. I'm a little bit 50-50 on it because I love the Marvin Harrison Jr. Draft pick there. I think he's going to help Kyler a lot. I think Kyler's primed for a better year, not a breakout year, but he came back from injury last year. I think he'll be a lot better, play better. But I'm going to go with the Bills. I like the fact that they're at home. Josh Allen, James Cook. I just like the Bills a little bit more in this game, even though I'm not very high on the Bills this season. I'm going to pick him here. Yeah, I think they're going to feed off that crowd.
Yeah, for sure. Now let's go on to the next game. Caleb Williams' debut as the Titans are coming to town and playing Caleb Williams and company. I have the Bears in this matchup. I just think they're a better roster overall, and I just think they have the upper hand here. It's going to be fun seeing all the new toys that they have in the Bears offense. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, to name a few. But yeah, excited for this game. Should be a fun one. I got the Bears.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bears too. I think I know what I'm getting out of the Bears more. Like I think Caleb Williams is going to be a good quarterback this year. He's got a lot of weapons to work with, so I'm excited to see what that offense does. This will be a really fun one to tune into. And yeah, and the Bears defense has played better at the end of last year. They got a lot better, so I expect them to be a pretty solid unit as well. Just with the Titans, I'm not sure. I still have question marks on like Will Levis and that offense, new coach, new DC. So I think they're on the trajectory up. They're still building for the future. But yeah, I think the Bears, it's their time. It's like the start of their like playoff push. So I'm going the Bears.
The Bears. Next up, we got the
Texans.
Patriots playing the Bengals. It's not Drake May playing. We got Jacoby Brissett
Yeah.
starting this matchup, and Joe Burrow's back, and they're fully healthy now. I have the Bengals. I don't think the Patriots even have a shot, but who knows? It will be fun to see Gerard Mayo's first game as the head coach, but I still feel like the Bengals will just beat them outright in this matchup. They're just a better team, so give me the Bengals.
Yeah, pencil me in for the Bengals as well. No need to elaborate.
Yeah. All right. Texans Colts. This is going to be a good game, divisional game. You know, I don't know who's going to win this game. I feel like this one could be close, but
Yeah.
if I had to pick a team, I guess I'll go with the Texans. They definitely, shored up that roster at the end of this past season here in the offseason, getting Stephon Diggs. That should be a fun new little toy for CJ Stroud. And you got Joe Mixon. So that should be fun. And then Anthony Richardson's fully healthy. And that Shane Steichen offense will give the Texans some fits on the defensive side of the ball. But I do believe the Texans are the better team, and they should win this game.
I agree again. I'm going with the Texans. They just loaded up this offseason. Their defense is even more stacked. Stephon Diggs is now with the Texans along with Joe Mixon. Just a lot more to be excited about and look forward there. I like the Colts, like you said. I like Shane Steichen, great offensive play caller. Getting Jonathan Taylor along with Anthony Richardson, like them both there too. I just think the Texans' firepower offensively is overwhelming, as well as their defense might get. It'll be a good matchup, the Texans defense versus the Colts offense, but I think the Texans can withhold the Colts offensive attack. And yeah, I think the Texans offense could be in for a pretty big day. But those division matchups are tough, though.
Yeah.
They
It could go
did have some good
50-50.
matchups last year.
They did. It could go 50-50, but we both got the Texans in that matchup.
Yeah.
This should be a fun one. Jags, Dolphins. Tua just got paid. Tyreek just got paid. And Trevor Lawrence, he's trying to make a name for himself in this Jaguars team after falling short of the playoffs last year. And it's another 1 o'clock game. It's not a primetime game. I have the Dolphins. I believe the Dolphins offense will be too much for that Jags defense and will give them fits. So, yeah, give me the Dolphins.
I'll go with the Dolphins as well. With the Dolphins, like especially during the Mike McDaniel era, they always come out the gate hot, and everyone's like, "Oh, they're a top 5 team in the AFC. They have the best offense in the league." I see that no different here. I think the Dolphins are going to come out on fire, especially through their offense. And yeah, the Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville offense are going to have a hard time keeping up with the Dolphins offense. So I'm going with the Dolphins as well.
And he's got some new weapons in Deontay Johnson, but I feel like the Saints, they should win this game. The Panthers still in a rebuild, and I don't think much of them at the moment, and I believe the Saints will just beat them. So give me the Saints.
Yeah, it just comes down to more talent on the Saints side. Panthers are young and raw. I think they're so far away. They're still rebuilding. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Saints too. I trust like the playmakers Kamara and Olave a little bit more than I do any of the Panthers playmakers, and their defense under Dennis Allen is a pretty good one too. I have them on my fantasy team, so I'm hoping they give me some good points this week. So yeah, for those reasons, I'm picking the Saints.
All right. Next up, man, we got my team, the squad, the G-Men. Who do I got?
This must be where we disagree.
This might be where we disagree. I believe the Giants win this matchup. I'm not a big believer in Sam Darnold. I feel like Justin Jefferson will give us fits for sure. But I'm just not a big believer in Sam Darnold. And TJ Hawkinson's also not in this game as well. So I'm just not a big believer. I like Kevin O'Connell and company, but I feel like our defense will give Darnold fits and they won't score enough points. And Dable's offense with Malik Neighbors in the lineup, he's going to be an explosive playmaker for the Giants. I feel like the Giants will win this game. I think it'll be close, but I think it'll be like a 6-point game at the end of the day. I got the Giants.
Yeah, I'll be an interesting game to look at. From the Giants' perspective, it's going to be fun for them to see that front four, right, with Brian Burns in there, how good they are. Because I believe they could be, from a front four standpoint, that's probably a top 5 unit on paper. We'll just see if they can put it all together. But I'm going to roll with the Vikings here. I do. I like what you said, Justin Jefferson. I think it's going to give him fits. I know that Giants secondary is very weak, to say the least. They've been getting cooked all preseason by guys. So Jefferson, the best, in my opinion, the best receiver in the NFL. I think he's going to have a field day there, regardless of who's throwing the football. He was putting up numbers with Nick Mullins at quarterback. So I think Darnold's a little bit better than Nick Mullins. So I think KOC, Kevin O'Connell, is going to scheme Jefferson open along with Jordan Addison. Even though Hawkinson's not there, I think the offensive game plan will be an effective one that'll put up enough points. And I trust the Brian Flores defense to put up a good game plan there to mess up with Daniel Jones and take away Malik Neighbors, like make it hard for them to score, make it hard for them to drive. So I think the Vikings will do enough. I could see it being a pretty close game. And it's tough predicting week one. We don't really know what the team's identity are yet. It's going to take a couple of weeks till we know what they are. So, I'm going to roll with the Vikings with the hopes that the defense can slow down Daniel Jones in that offense and take away Malik Neighbors in that game plan. And I believe in KOC's play calling with Jefferson and Jordan Addison getting those guys open. And plus, you got the addition of Aaron Jones in the backfield too. That would be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, so we're split there. Not surprised. Now we got another divisional matchup. We got the Raiders and the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh's debut as head coach for the Chargers, and Gardner Minshew's debut as quarterback for the Raiders. I have the Chargers in this matchup. I think Jim Harbaugh just a better coach than Antonio Pierce, and will outcoach him in this matchup. And they don't need Keenan Allen and Mike Williams to win this game. They're gonna rely on the run. I feel like J.K. Dobbins is gonna have a decent little day there against the Raiders. So give me the Chargers over the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I just trust Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh more than I do. Even though Antonio Pierce proved himself, I just trust Jim Harbaugh more than I do Antonio Pierce and Gardner Minshew. And that's basically my only logic there. I'm going with the quarterback playing the coaching I trust more. So I'm going Chargers.
All right. Next game, we got the Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl rematch from a few years ago now. Totally different teams. But I have the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks, their rosters are so much better. And the Broncos, Bo Nix's first start. It's really hard to win your first start as a rookie quarterback. And maybe Sean Payton might make it easy for him. But I feel like the Seahawks defense and playing there in Seattle, it's going to be tough. So, give me the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm going Seattle too. Like you said, the 12th man. Seattle's one of the tougher places to play in the NFL. And I also like their new offensive coordinator. It seems by all accounts that it's going to be more pass happy. So I expect like JSN, DK Metcalf to be more involved in the game plan. And you still got, I think we get to Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet in the backfield that are solid backs as well. And Mike Macdonald, first year head coach. I expect this defense to be pretty solid. He's got some great pieces to work with too. And Bo Nix's first career start, it's going to be a learning curve. Even though you got Sean Payton as a good quarterback-minded coach, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a learning curve for him really to figure it out. But for those reasons, I'm picking Seattle in this matchup.
All right, we're lockstep with that matchup. Now we got a fun one. Tom Brady's debut as a commentator. Game of the week, America's Game of the Week on Fox. Cowboys, Browns. I'm going to turn it over to you first. Who do you got?
Who do I got? But I don't know who I got yet, but let me talk it through with you guys. So the Cowboys, they just paid CeeDee Lamb. He still got Micah Parsons. Dak Prescott, he's healthy. He's ready to go. That running back room is a question mark to me. But with the Browns, Jerome Ford's back there. No Nick Chubb yet. You got Judy. You got Amari Cooper. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns here just because Deshaun Watson's back now. I expect him to be pretty good. the weapons they have on offense, and that defense is legit, man. They're a top 5 unit as well. I expect them to give Dak Prescott some fits, and I'm worried about Dallas's running game to help Dak Prescott out too, because the Browns have a good pass defense. It's a. I'm not saying the Cowboys can't win it. It's going to be an uphill battle, though. I'm going to pick Cleveland.
I'm going the other direction. I have Dallas. I feel like Dallas's offense will be too much for the Browns defense. I'm a big believer in Mike McCarthy and his offense. And I respect Dak Prescott more than Deshaun Watson. I feel like Deshaun Watson, I don't know. I'm just not a big believer in him. And yeah, Jerome Ford starting. And the Cowboys, they still have a CeeDee Lamb, wants to prove that he's one of them best receivers and, doesn't want to shit the bed after getting a big payday. So I feel like he'll have a big game as well. And yeah, the Cowboys defense, they're a good defense as well. Don't forget about the Cowboys. Don't sleep on that defense. I'm just not a big believer in Deshaun Watson, so that's why I got the Cowboys in this game.
Okay.
Next up, Commanders, Bucks. I got the Bucks winning this game. Should be fun watching Jaden Daniels, but yeah, I just feel like the Bucks roster-wise are just a little bit better, and Commanders a little bit of a rebuild. And Jaden Daniels' first game, I got the Bucks.
Should I go with my upset of the week? Should I do it?
The Packers wasn't your upset of the week?
I don't think so. I don't think it was. Screw it. I'll go with the Commanders here. I'll go with them. Yeah, I'm a big believer in Jaden Daniels. I have him finishing second this year. So why not take him in this spot? I like the Dan Quinn hire. I want to see what Cliff Kingsbury does with him. I think Terry McLaurin's going to be in for a good year as well. And I like Brian Robinson Jr. out of the backfield. So, yeah. And Jaden Daniels is going to be the key. He's dynamic with his legs and his arm. So, yeah, I'm going to just pick the Commanders here.
All right. Respect that.
That's my upset of the week.
Rams-Lions. This should be a fun one, rematch from that playoff game last year. I have the Lions. I think the Lions are the better team, and they'll prove it again in their second matchup after beating them in the playoffs. And yeah, what a great game for Sunday Night Football. I do have the Lions beating the Rams, even though, the Rams got Cooper Kupp now back healthy. Puka Nacua will be healthy for this game. And Stafford, full offseason, being fully healthy now. But I just feel like the Lions will give them too much of a fit there, and the Lions are the better team. So give me the Lions.
Yeah, give me the Lions as well. Ben Johnson's still back as the OC, so he's going to put up a lot of points in this game. And, man, they're deep. They got Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Sam Laporta, David Montgomery still. And maybe you'll see Jameson Williams more incorporated into the offense. So I like it from that standpoint, and I think the Lions defense will be adequate enough to slow down Sean McVay's play calling, along with Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams, and Matt Stafford. So I'll go with the Lions again.
All right. He's got the Lions. I got the Lions. And the final game of week 1, we got the Jets traveling to Levi Stadium, playing the San Francisco 49ers. Aaron Rodgers is back. He's fully healthy. Justin, who you got winning?
I got the Jets, baby. Let's go. Another upset. No, I do. I don't think Trent Williams is going to play this game, if I'm completely honest with you. He's holding out for a new contract, and we know when Trent Williams is not in the lineup, that San Fran offense is not quite as productive. And, the Jets defense has great talent, too, and not having him protect Brock Purdy's blind side, I think that's a area for Robert Saleh to exploit. And speaking of Rob Saleh, he was the DC for the 49ers, so he might know the players well and know how to scheme against them pretty well. And, yeah, and I think Aaron Rodgers coming back after last Monday night, he had that tragic Achilles injury. I think he wants to go out there and prove that he still got it. Little chip on his shoulder, too. And I think Breece Hall is fantastic running back, a top 3 running back at least going into this league, in my opinion. He'll be fantastic this year. I think he'll be big in this game, too. But man, I think Garrett Wilson's in for a big year, and I think it starts Monday. We'll see that Rodgers Garrett Wilson connection all day long. So with those reasons, give me the Jets.
I believe Trent Williams' contract will get done before this game. So they have an extra day here. They're not playing on Sunday, right? So they get an extra day to prepare for this game. On that extra day, they're going to sign this man, Trent Williams. He's going to get paid, and this contract standoff is going to end. I think he will be back for Monday Night Football. But other than that, I have the Niners in this game. I'm not big believers in the Jets, right? That offensive line, they did retool it there, but it's kind of on the older side, and they're going to deal with some of the young cats on that Niners defensive line. I feel like that will give them fits, right? The linebackers, Fred Warner, he's one of the best linebackers in the game. You know, I feel like he will get an interception on Aaron Rodgers. It's a bold take right there. We'll see what happens because Rodgers doesn't throw that many picks. I feel like he's going to be a little rusty, hasn't played in a little bit. And I feel like Aaron Rodgers does throw a pick in this game. And, yeah, I'm just not a big believer in Robert Saleh, Nathaniel Hackett, and going in to Levi's Stadium on Monday night, you know, and the Niners, they're coming out with a vengeance. They lost the Super Bowl last year. They're going to prove everyone wrong that, you know, they should have won last year, and they're trying to be another contender again this year in the NFC. And I feel like they're going to show up on Monday night and give Aaron Rodgers a tough time. So give me the Niners beating the Jets on Monday Night Football.
Yeah. All right. I'm just hopping on the Jets wagon before it's too late, man. That's my thought.
Oh, I'm never hopping on the Jets.
The Nathaniel Hackett.
Fan,
I'm getting on the Nathaniel Hackett train, baby.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be fired midway through the season. I'm not a big believer in him.
No, Aaron Rodgers is a true OC. Let's be honest. Let's call it
yeah,
sack.
That's another thing too. Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett's just a puppet at this point. But yeah, that's a story for another time. But we'll end off the video here. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy these Week 1 picks. The NFL is back. We're really excited, and let's see how well we do. Do you disagree? Do you agree with us? Let us know down in the comment section down below. We would really appreciate it. And any final thoughts today, Justin, before we end off this video?
Football's finally back, man. I'm excited. I can't wait. Tune in to Benchwire for this season, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun covering, breaking it down, giving you predictions, fantasy advice, all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe and comment down below your upsets of the week and all that good stuff, man. Appreciate it.
All right. We can end that video off there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, go check our socials, and we'll catch you guys later. Benchwire.
Out.